ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੀ ਪਾਲਣਾ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੰਦੂਕ ਮਾਲਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੁਰੱਖਿਆ ਲਈ ਕਦਮ ਚੁੱਕ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਦੇ ਨਿਆਂ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਟਾਈਗਰ ਸ਼ੈਂਡਰੂ ਨੇ ਸੂਬੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਥਿਆਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁਝ ਰੈਗੂਲੇਟਰੀ ਤਬਦੀਲੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ। ਸ਼ੈਂਡਰੂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ 1 ਜਨਵਰੀ 2023 ਤੋਂ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਕਰਾਊਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਸੀਕਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਸੰਘੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਤੋਂ ਅਹੁਦਾ ਸੰਭਾਲਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਫਾਇਰਆਰਮਸ ਐਕਟ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਦੋਸ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੰਭਾਲੇਗੀ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਇਸ ਮੌਕੇ ਸ਼ੈਂਡਰੂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਸੰਘੀ ਹਮਰੁਤਬਾ ਡੇਵਿਡ ਲੈਮੈਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਪੱਤਰ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਇਸ ਤਬਦੀਲੀ ਦੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ।
And protect firearms owners from an increasingly hostile federal government. Now, first, I'd like to go over the actions that have led to today's announcement. First, in 2020, the federal government issued a ban on more than 1,500 models of firearms. Then, in October of this year, the federal government implemented what they characterize as a, quote, freeze on the transfer of handguns, end quote, an action that bans new handgun ownership. And then third, a month later, at the last minute, the federal government tabled amendments to Bill C-21 that ban shotguns, rifles used by hunters, farmers, and target shooters. Now, taken all together, these actions will criminalize hundreds of thousands of Canadians overnight, the majority of which reside in Western Canada. And it's becoming increasingly clear that the federal Liberal government is pursuing a strategy to ban all legal firearms ownership. The federal Liberals scared Canadians by describing some firearms as, their terminology was, quote, assault style, end quote, even though they knew that the only difference between these firearms and conventional rifles and shotguns is the styling. They also told Canadians repeatedly that these measures were not targeting law-abiding hunters and farmers. And this lie was laid bare by the amendments to C-21. At the very same time, Minister Mendicino and his government have failed to take action against the importation and smuggling of illegal firearms from the United States. Their actions are targeting Western Canadians for a reason. This is about shoring up their own political support. To do so, they seek to divide us. Western Canadians versus Eastern Canadians, rural Canadians versus urban Canadians. And Albertans have had enough. So today, we are taking action. First, as Alberta's Attorney General, I have directed that the Alberta Crown Prosecution Service take over the handling of charges involving the Firearms Act starting January 1st, 2023. Currently, the federal government handles cases involving the Federal Firearms Act. Provinces have the constitutional jurisdiction to handle federal criminal law charges, including charges under the Firearms Act. Alberta's Crown Prosecution Service already has the expertise to take on this work, and any further resources will be provided. I've sent a letter to the Federal Minister of Justice as of this morning advising him that Alberta is taking this jurisdiction back. Alberta's Crown prosecutors will now determine whether or not to pursue charges under the Firearms Act, not federal government lawyers. And second, a new protocol